Aynne Kokas is an assistant professor of media studies at the University of Virginia, and she's joining us now live from the campus to talk more about the summit. And there's a lot to digest here, but let's start with this interesting facet of all of these collaborations. Alibaba and Amblin, two powerhouses from the East and West coming together. How significant is that? And extend it out for us and talk to us about the future of collaboration.
So I think when we're looking at the growth of corporate collaborations, this is really the next phase in Sino-US media collaboration. So we've already seen historically the growth of collaborative film production, but these deals to create slates of films, so a series of films collaboratively produced, or larger corporate joint ventures like the Alibaba Amblin deal, or looking at flagship entertainment with Warner Brothers, Oriental DreamWorks. These are really new structural changes in the industry.
We heard one of the individuals saying that there's no connective tissue, which sounds very Hollywood speak to me, but where does that come into this, and how do you create that?
Well, I think we're seeing that start to happen, and I think we've seen an evolution already. So this movement from films to slate deals to now these longer-term collaborative projects really is the next step forward. The other type of connective tissue that I think that they're referring to is this idea of developing joint IP. So projects, for example, like Kung Fu Panda, but extended forward. So characters that are beloved in both the United States and in China that can have long-term serial blockbuster potential.
You have a director like Zhang Yimou, who's won a Peabody. He's got an honorary doctorate from Yale. They described him as a genius with a camera. He's been nominated for a foreign language Oscar back in 1990 and 2002. Came up short. How long do you think before we see a Chinese film winning the foreign language Oscar? And what would that do for the industry?
Well, I think that one of the things that's really interesting to look at beyond the possibility of Chinese directors winning for a foreign language film is the possibility of winning for an Oscar, winning an Oscar for Best Picture. So we now see the Great Wall will be released in both Chinese and in English. So looking at what that ultimately means, I think that it has been a long time since Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, and that Chinese language Oscar win, but I'm hesitant to give a date. But I am seeing very positive growth in the industry.
Talking about growth, what do you make of the box office slowdown in China?
So China's market is maturing, and so while it is a slowdown in the percentage rate of growth, to a certain degree that could be expected given the meteoric rise over the past since 2012, this over 30% year-on-year rise up through 2015. So the fact that the box office is slowing is an indication of a slowdown, but also an indication of a maturation of the market. So we're seeing that the market has actually, for second and third tier cities, is starting to become a mature market. So it may not grow at the same rate, but that doesn't mean that it's not still a very robust media market.
And quickly, if you can, in about 30 seconds, how important is this summit in terms of solidifying this budding relationship?
So this summit is really the centerpiece of Sino-US collaboration in Los Angeles and in the United States. However, it's one of many around the world. The Shanghai International Film Festival has the SIF Forum. The Beijing International Film Festival also has a co-production forum. So we see that in the United States, it's a US-led dialogue, and then in China, and we see that happening in Shanghai and Beijing.
Aynne Kokas joining us from the University of Virginia in Charlottesville. Thanks so much.